The richest man who ever lived was African Mansa Musa. Did you know that the richest man in history was not Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or Bill Gates, but an African king who ruled over 700 years ago? His name was Mansa Musa, the Emperor of Mali, and his wealth was so vast that the world is still talking about it today. Welcome to Hidden Stories of Africa, where we uncover Africa's history, legends, and culture. In the 14th century, the Mali Empire stretched across much of West Africa, covering parts of today's Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Niger, Nigeria, and Mauritania. It was a land overflowing with gold, salt, and knowledge. When Mansa Musa became emperor in 1312, he inherited one of the most powerful and wealthy kingdoms the world had ever seen. But Musa didn't just rule a wealthy empire, he expanded it. He controlled half of the old world's gold supply. Imagine that for a second. Almost every piece of gold coin in Europe, Arabia, and Africa may have once passed through Musa's lands. His fortune is estimated today at over $400 billion in modern terms, more than any billionaire alive. In 1324, Mansa Musa decided to go on the Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca, but this was no ordinary trip. Musa set out with an entourage of tens of thousands of soldiers, servants, and courtiers. He carried 100 camels, each loaded with hundreds of pounds of pure gold. Everywhere he passed, through the Sahara, across Cairo, all the way to Mecca, Musa spent and gave away so much gold that he caused inflation in Egypt for over a decade. Can you imagine? A single man's generosity changed the entire economy of another country. But Musa's true legacy was not just his wealth. He returned to Mali and invested heavily in education, architecture, and culture. In the legendary city of Timbuktu, he built the University of Sankore, which became one of the greatest centers of learning in the world. Scholars, poets, scientists, and artists came from across Africa and the Middle East to study there. For centuries, Timbuktu was known as the City of Knowledge. Yet, despite all this, Mansa Musa is rarely mentioned in mainstream history books. But here, on Hidden Stories of Africa, we bring these powerful stories back to life. Mansa Musa's story is not just about wealth. It's about vision, generosity, and the power of knowledge. He reminds us that Africa's history is filled with empires, leaders, and cultures that shape the world. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hidden Stories of Africa for more amazing journeys into Africa's past. And remember, Africa's story is the world's story.